Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 43 of Sothiath the Guild and Beyond. My name is Caboose, and I'll be your DM for this evening. Last time, our players arrived back in town for a change. They, after a long sequence of war and everything else that was going on, they made it back to their mansion and were taking some much-needed R&R. As everyone dozed off, went to sleep. They woke up to a rather large explosion. As they proceeded to go towards the explosion, they made their way to find their wizard dusk was gone, as well as a large portion of one of their towers of their mansion. As there was apparently an accident involving two bags of holding. Some sort of two bags of holding. You're not entirely sure what they were, but pocket dimensions were introduced and created a vacuum and a black hole. Dusk is gone. So as you all sorted through the rubble, sorted through everything that was going on, quickly realizing what had happened with Erode, letting you know that he had given him another pocket dimension that was apparently introduced to his bag of holding. Whether on purpose or not on purpose, we'll find out another time. As you guys made your way to the guild hall to seek some help out for this situation, you ran into a new compatriot, as it were, as you ran into Cricket as she promptly slammed into the door, attempting to make her way through at the last second. Which is a character trope that definitely wasn't introduced beforehand, but I've made a character trope now.
Damn it.
As you guys proceeded before mission to collect supplies, spend a lot of the much needed time to spend gold, sell things, exchange everything else. You were then given a mission to go deal with a dragon. South of where you are now, down in the marshes. There was another party that was sent to deal with a rumor of something going on down there. However, they were a little bit not ready for the task of a giant Mythical Dragon that flew overhead and managed to narrowly escape back to Davenport. You all have now been tasked with kind of cleaning up what was left of it. The guild has not heard from the village that was there in some time. And they felt it was a little bit less pressing than the war, so it kind of got put on the back burner. So you guys went ahead, got all your shopping done, accepted the teleportation to 3 Streams, which was the closest location, or correction, you were going to go by boat. By guild order. However, Cricket knew how to travel via trees. The closest location she knew was 3 Streams, the woods in Ebbins Falls that are just nearby. As you have transported via plants and have made your way to 3 Streams, and that is where we will pick up for the day. So let me turn down that, and yeah. You guys are good to go. So, as you guys as you guys have transported and made your way here, the other side of the tree you find a relatively foggy mid-morning. A light fog has set into the woods itself. It's not really a rainy day, but just kind of a drizzly and overcast day. As you guys make your way, looking past the woods towards the small town, well, not really small town, medium-sized town that is 3 Streams. The last thing you were told is to make your way to the village at the southern part of the river, check on them, and then go deal with the dragon.
Why have we never traveled like that before? That's way faster than anything else. Except maybe teleportation.
I feel a little queasy after that.
Well, I mean, we did never have someone capable of such druidic magic before, so... I mean, we killed a really powerful druid.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was really strong.
He was an orc.
He was an orc, though, so he doesn't
It
count.
was more- Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. A little concerning, just, saying that.
Fire tornado, and the fire was my fault. The tornado.
Oh yeah, the giant flaming tornado. That was something else.
Yeah, it was.
That sounds
You
fun.
probably saw it. I mean, it was really big.
You don't recall seeing a tornado from where you were. But you weren't anywhere
I don't
near the
know,
Dragolt, so.
Yeah, I don't know if it was visible from Davenport or not.
No, because everyone is experiencing overcast acid rain at that point.
That was right, yeah.
Yeah.
Just mostly inside.
Even
Alright,
if it was
well-
visible, not many people went outside out of fear of death.
Yeah.
To the town, I suppose.
Okay. Are we on like a path?
No, you guys are just kind of like basically the Elven Forest reaches pretty close to town. It's within about a mile of town. You can see town from where you can see 3 streams from where you are.
Okay.
Is 3 streams the town we're looking for? I thought the town was on the other
No,
side.
the town is further into the marsh. 3 streams is just the closest location you knew about.
Okay.
That had a tree that was large enough to teleport through.
Yeah.
Or at least for them. You have an advantage. You can teleport pretty much through any tree that exists.
Yeah.
So it's further east.
Yes. Map-wise,
East.
you are looking at the bottom of
Yeah,
this perfectly
the bottom
straight
of that.
river.
Yeah. Because that's how rivers are.
That's how rivers work.
Yeah, especially on maps when you get lazy.
So yeah, we were told to go to that town.
Yes.
Cool.
You were told to travel to the town, the southern part of the River Styx.
Well, I'm a decent guide, and I can get up pretty high. Eye out.
All right.
All right, we'll lead the way.
Don't go too high though, because I really can't see you.
Okay,
It's true.
I can be bigger. You need.
I got pretty good eyes.
Honestly, we're kind of used to people wandering off where they're out of eyesight. Party.
It's true.
We
Very
can't. We
Snake-
need to tie a bell on
Snake
Snake.
doesn't even know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
He's just walking along like you're not even talking about him.
So I'll start leading the way.
Sure. Go ahead and give me a survival check. All right.
23.
Nice.
So, you have little problem. Even though you are not from this plane, getting used to the simplicity of northeast, south, and west has been significantly easier to traverse than the Feywild, where there is no polarity and it's kind of constantly just in motion. So, kind of using basic guides, you quickly find your way. Are you guys going into 3 streams, or are you going straight to the other town?
Do we want to go in here?
Well, we don't need to go in there. We can go around the town.
They might have heard some rumors.
True.
I mean, we're right here.
You are right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's also close to the road. Why not?
To the town.
All right.
Your survival check very easily leads you to the town you can see. I'll save that one for later when you guys start to travel.
Yeah. Can I roll perception, see if everything seems normal, like wildlife and stuff?
Yeah, sure. Give me a perception
let's-
check. Either perception or nature, whichever you prefer.
let's go with something I can actually only get a 10 on.
Sure. As you kind of look around, it seems like from what you can see, most things are normal. You hear birds chirping. You see some animals about, some smaller animals, but as it is a foggy and rainy day, it seems like it's still a little bit less active than it would normally be. You're not sure if that's because of something going on or if it's just because it's a foggy and rainy day and animals aren't
Cool.
out.
Yeah. But it doesn't look like there's some wildlife. It doesn't look like everything's retreated out of fear.
And from what you can tell, even though you're about a mile off from the town, but from what you can tell, you can still see general movement. You see that there are there's not many farmers who live to the south part of town, but there is a fair amount of travel. You can see a fair amount of caravans moving to the north side of the city from here.
Okay. Onwards.
Sure. As you guys make your way down the trek, down the hill towards Three Streams. Three Streams is at the basin of Sothiath. It is one of the lowest points here. It's actually a little bit below sea level. However, there's kind of natural walls that kind of defend it from flooding and everything else. As you make your way down to town, town looks decently busy. There's a fair amount of people about. You guys can give me a. Trying to think. Delg, give me a history check. Because you're the only one who's old enough to know anything about this city.
Okay.
I'll put my hood up as well since we're entering a new town and, goblin.
Racism. Sure. You know that Three Streams was promptly named because of the three streams that kind of coalesce around the town. Two of them running by it, and one to the south, kind of flowing to the edge of town, as it were. The city itself was kind of built into what was at one point a lake. However, they had dug the water out of it as it was the only fertile land that was around to actually farm in, as everything else, because of the desert that was nearby and because of the luscious forest, it was very difficult to grow crops on the land, as most of the water was being taken by the forest, or there was just a lack of water, despite the three streams that surrounded it. Since then, the city has become kind of the primary trade point to all of the random villages and random groups of people that are kind of disconnected with society that live on the most southern peninsula area. You do know there's a lot of small towns in like the Unresting Hills and the caverns and everything around there, as well as there's a large reptilian population down in the Mushy Basin. But yeah, this is kind of the last point of civilization where there is roads and everything else. Everything else to the south is kind of you're traveling by landmarks.
All right. Well, Delg will pass this along to the party. He'll give them all this information, but any reference to the region, he will make sure to comment that it is literally the asshole of civilization.
Definitely. Do that.
That's very interesting.
You can definitely call it the asshole of civilization. It is a decent trade port as well, as it is between three rivers, and they have connection to all three rivers. There's small port areas, as well as a canal that goes around town, so you can actually kind of skirt around each from river to river if you need to. It's not made for larger boats, but as you're approaching, you do occasionally see much larger boats that try to make their way through. Yeah.
All right.
What would you guys like to do? Making your way into town.
Enter the town.
Sure. Inside the town, again, it's a fairly busy day. As far as you're aware, for a town this size, there's a decent amount of trade that's going on. Sneck. With your passive perception, the first thing you do notice is that there is a lot of non-normal humans here. You're seeing a decent amount of gnomes. You're seeing a fair amount of halflings. You're seeing a decent amount of reptilian as well. That it doesn't seem like anyone's really bothered by anything else. As well as you're entering town, you do pass by what looks like some sort of tavern. And as you pass look at the name of it, you see all of you see the Greasy Horn. And as you look, you see a very imposing, about 10 and a half foot tall minotaur, just kind of standing at the door, sipping some sort of ale. As he just kind of leans against the door frame as you all pass by. He gives you a little bit of an eye, but doesn't really. You don't seem to bother him as you just kind of keep on going.
I bet his name's Tiny.
Dave's always tiny.
Well, we found the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And there seems to be quite a bit of trade. I wonder if we got anything magic.
Oh,
You can certainly look if you would like to. You can certainly turn
Sure.
this into shopping 2.0.
I'll take a look around and see what sort of wares they're doing their trade with.
Give
And,
me a investigation check.
Thought you might say that.
Looking around and kind of as you make your way through the market, looking through all the different stalls, most of it seems to be foods and services. There's a decent amount of spice trade going on here. It seems like there's a lot of spices that grow in the south that specifically grow in the south and seem to kind of make their way here for trade.
You got some of that spice?
One thing you do notice is that the spices that are selling seem to be one of the stronger trade value items. It seems like as you're kind of watching people do trade, people who are trading spices and herbs seem to get almost double the prices that everything else is going for, whether gold or direct trade of food and services.
Sure.
Magically wise, you don't find anyone who seems to be selling anything, at least it openly, that looks like a magic
In the
trader.
market, yeah. That's fair.
There is a herbalism person who seems to be selling an assortment of potions. However, looking at them, all of them seem a little off.
Okay.
It seems
Off how?
looking at them, it looks almost like all of the potions are made with swamp water.
Okay.
You can't get any details about the person who's actually at the thing, as they're cloaked from where you are. But yeah, it looks like all of the potions themselves are made out of they're all murky.
gross.
Like, you see something that looks almost identical to a health potion, but it's murky.
Well, never had any need for health potions anyway.
Who needs
Just
them?
drink magic water. Cool. Is there anything else? This is like the town square market.
Mhm.
So, what sort of like main buildings are around?
Around the main town square, there is the main town hall, which, looking at it, is more of an elaborate tent than it actually is a solid building. Looking at it, it looks like they repurposed a circus tent for the sake of making the town hall. And there's a lot of tables set up for eating inside it or at the edge of it. There is a fair amount of traders as well. Looks like, looking at them, possibly traders directly like for the town itself, that are kind of at the edge of it as well. It stands. The entryway leads to what looks like an actual building that's kind of canvassed under, or that is kind of canvassed under this tarp. But it looks in decent shape. You're not entirely sure what or how big the building is from here, but the tent is rather large. The rest of the town square, most of it is trade stalls. Between farmers, small carts that are set up for basic things such as food and the like. There's a few reptilians who are selling weird arrangement of herbs. other building wise, there is a large church. You can give me a religion check if you would like to attempt to know what god it is for Sneck.
Nick doesn't
but-
know.
But Delg,
I'm not
looking
even
at-
going to try.
Delg, you immediately recognize it as the Temple to Palor. Otherwise, looking around, there's not really
Sundad.
there's not really a super bunch of things that are kind of privy to this. There is the other thing that you do notice is Delg picks up on this and Hilda picks up on this pretty quickly. There is a fair amount of elvish influence in the architecture of the city itself.
Okay. And we would know, well, the elven capitals to the south.
You would know, yeah. So everyone knows the elven capital is in the Ubin Falls. However, the elves have kept its exact location on maps hidden, basically. It's not like hidden by magic or anything. There's just no direct path to it, so you have to know where you're going to find it, basically,
Or stumble into it.
or stumble into it.
Okay. So, trade down, spices.
Mhm.
That's most of their coin. Cool.
Spices, weird herbs,
Weird herbs and
lots of normal
water.
food coming from the north.
Would I know if any trade from Sheffield's made it this far, or do they mainly do Davenport? Trade with Davenport?
You're not quite sure. You know that most of Sheffield trades with Davenport.
Yeah.
However, you can definitely see a fair amount of traders that you recognize from Davenport who are here. People
Hmm.
you've seen in passing that do general trade and stuff like that. You imagine that there's probably product from Sheffield that's making its way here. But as far as you're aware, there's no direct trade from Sheffield to here yet.
Right. Alright, well, maybe we can speak to town's lord, speaker, mayor, whoever's in charge, see if he's heard anything. Seems to be in that tent.
Well, I guess we can go and check.
Did we lose the dwarves?
Did we?
No, I'm just taking in the scenery. That's all.
There.
I'm still here. Just wondering if there's any temples to Tyr around here.
Are you?
That
gonna do
doesn't
a
look like
pop-up?
your
We're gonna
symbol.
look for one.
No, that's not a temple of Tyr.
Looks very elvesy.
Yeah, it does. At least it doesn't look like orcs.
That's true.
You guys are quite happy to not see orc construction for a change.
Alright, I guess we're going to knock on the tent.
Sure. You make your way into the tent.
Yeah.
This is tent. What you find is, again, you can kind of see a general eating area that seems to just kind of be constructed. Most of the people in here look like they're farmers or local people of the town. As you make your way into, or make your way towards the town hall itself that's kind of held into this, you find a relatively old wooden structure. Looking at the wood itself, the wood looks to be relatively thin for the construction of this this building. It still seems to be holding up, though, with the help of the tent kind of support pole that you can now see goes through the entire middle of the structure. That acts basically as an impromptu support beam. What would you like to do?
Do we see anybody that looks like they're in charge or a receptionist or
You haven't opened the door yet.
Oh. a knock on the door?
Sure. You knock on the door. You get no answer, but you do hear, well, you can just come in.
Oh, well, I was only being polite.
I mean,
I hope
might as well.
Sure. Inside this, what you find is, as you enter, you find a decadent decorated building full of masterful wood carvings. The interior of the building doesn't really match out to what the outside of the building looks like at all. Looking at it, it's hard to tell if this building, the decorations into it were carved or if they were crafted with druidic magic. It looks almost like the wood naturally flows in these directions. As you enter, you find a smallish room. It seems that this building is mostly one room. As you look at it, you see what has been turned into a very, very elaborate office, basically. And the back part of the room seems to have a kind of, for lack of a better word, a cowboy flap door at the back that seems to go back to another room. In front of you sits a well-dressed dwarf in very elvish-inspired clothing. He looks almost decorated in almost like what you would look at as royal garb. It is very nice silks, and he is well-dressed, well-kept. And
Thor would fucking hate that.
And the other thing that is very noticeable is that his beard is very, very well maintained, and he has a well maintained mustache that is relatively short. They seem to be. He is dressed very prim and proper, and does not look very dwarven, but is definitely dwarven in heritage.
Hey, Doc, why don't you dress like that?
Because I have pride.
That's fair.
Well, just because you have pride in some things doesn't mean you can't have pride in yourself too.
Hello,
Well,
Elfsy Dwarf.
I can't argue with that logic. It's not very dwarven.
Well, I'm from a mixed family, as it were. Lovely to meet you. My name is Sinishel Woodbeard.
Do people call you Woody?
Ironically enough, some people do. The ones that are close.
Alright, well, I'm about 5 feet from you, so I'll call you Woody.
I accept your change in my meeting. But welcome to Three Streams. Is there anything I can do for you?
We're from the Adventurers Guild in Davenport. We have been sent on a mission. Very important mission, as always. We are one of the highest ranked troops in the guild. And to the village at the end of the River Styx in search of a dragon.
Ah, yes. I have heard reports of the unrest in the marsh nearby. It hasn't managed to make its way into the valley. I wish I could help you with more information, but as far as I'm aware, I really haven't sent scouts in that direction. We don't do much trade with the River Styx, as they tend to go straight to Davenport, based off where the river's positioning is.
That's fair.
We do have some guides that know the area, and I have heard of unrest in recent times. Something of large wingspan, I believe.
Yes. Large Mythical Dragon, I believe. Village hasn't been heard from in some time. There was one previous expedition sent out, but they were scared and ran back home. So they sent us.
Oh, so no, that the second expedition that was sent there, that didn't make contact. They never made contact back. There's been 2 expeditions. One sent to initially scout it, that you guys found they found the dragon. There was a second expedition that was sent up afterwards that they never responded back.
All right.
Yeah, my bad.
They sent 2 expeditions. One came back, one didn't. So we're going to try and find them and the dragon and take care of problems.
It doesn't seem very good now, does it?
Not for them.
Hate to say I don't know how much I'll be able to help. I could attempt to contact my family in Ubin Falls, but I don't know. It takes a little while occasionally for messengers to reach back to them.
It's fine. We were just in the area and wondered if, the town leadership have heard anything. You're
No.
pretty close.
Give me a history check, actually. as I forgot that you've heard his name at this point.
Woody.
Elk? Oh God, he's dead.
Oh. Oh,
Meanwhile, you guys can continue.
Told you we lost the dwarves.
We did lose the dwarves.
Maybe they're still.
Hey, cat panic.
It's all good. I
Okay.
figured.
So yeah, that's why we're here.
Yeah.
We teleported in the forest nearby and just stopped by to see if you had any information.
All right. Well, I do know a little bit of information. I'm not directly connected with the town.
Sorry about that. Cat issues.
All good.
Okay. The Mythical Dragon, as it were, is actually something that's lived here for a little while. It's never seemed to push its territory. It presides in the caves at the southern tip of the Glee Caverns. There's a fairly large abode there, as it were. Until recently, it hasn't really wanted to expand its territory, so none of us have bothered with dealing with it. It managed a small horde it would steal from occasional travelers, but it never really gave us any problem. I tell you, can give me a history check as well.
All right.
If it's quite an old dragon and it's never caused any problems before, do you think there's an outside influence?
It could be an outside influence, but I don't believe so. Dog. Hearing the name Woodbeard, you would know that the Woodbeard family was the aristocrat dwarfs that were sent to be ambassadors to the elves long ago. They are also the family that was widely held responsible for the elves not showing up initially, until your most recent information that you found out that the elves were kind of trapped in their homeland. And it appears that this one has, although probably a descendant, he seems relatively young for a dwarf, probably 30s to 40s range. He appears to have become the mayor of this town by either leaving or by some sort of method. But you would know that they have direct ties to the actual High Elven village itself of the Elven capital.
Okay. What to do with this information? So, I'm sorry. Did you say Woodbeard?
Yes. I go by the title of Seneschal Woodbeard.
Seneschal. Was that an appointed position by the elves?
Yes, they were one of the founding forces in the city of Three Streams to promote trade to the south. And they I was not directly appointed recently, but the position has always been referred to as Seneschal. I was actually elected by the city, and they've just kind of adopted the old term.
Maybe you can clarify something for me. I'm sure you've heard of what's happened to, our homeland.
Yes. Traveled there myself once, but found the same thing that the rumors foretold of.
Yes. Can you shed some light on... Because I've heard some things from some elves about what went on as far as the elves not showing up to the defense of Dagernon. Can you maybe correlate any of that for me? Because I won't say I've been going through a crisis of conscience about it, because I definitely haven't been holding a grudge about the whole thing for all these years or anything. But is it true that they were besieged by the orcs and could not get out? They were trapped here. Elven lands.
As you speak of this, he kind of lifts his hand as you watch a slight incantation of what you recognize as prestidigitation, as the door behind you closes and locks, as well as the windows around, as well as the curtains kind of close a little bit. So I don't really let this kind of get out as much. I can let you know that there is truth to that. And the elves feared that their city's secret had been released. If the orcs had found their location, then pretty much anyone could. And as the secrecy to their capital was one of their biggest defenses, it left them open to attack. There was a large force that showed up out of seemingly nowhere, which they later described as most likely some sort of druidic magic that the orcs maintained, that they got scouts in the area that could recognize the trees and teleported a large army to just outside the capital city. That is all true. The elves dispatched of that foe and decided that it was too late for them to be able to help the dwarves in that situation, and that securing the city was more important at the time. So it's true on both sides. They were prevented from initially coming to help, and they didn't come help afterwards because they feared for the safety of their people. My family pleaded with them, and due to such, the diplomatic family of the Woodbeards was cast out of the diplomat's position as ambassadors after the dwarves fell, as the Elven High Council decided that there wasn't a reason for an ambassador from the dwarves if the dwarves weren't a major power anymore.
That sounds harsh.
All right. You know what?
We were given watch over 3 streams and given some honors, and still it's all a little hush hush. The High Council of the Elves very much respected my father, the ambassador at the time of everything going on. However, he basically got rid of him in the kindest way possible, without basically saying that you're a dwarf and we don't really need you anymore.
Forced retirement.
All right. Feeling better about nursing that grudge.
Mm-hmm.
It's a rightful grudge, and
Yep.
the elves will say that they were stopped entirely, but from the people who were there at the time of the attack, I can tell you that they definitely had little problem with the orcs, the small orcish army that was given to them, and they were fearing that the safety of the location of the city was more important to keep secret.
All right. Well, there's someone I'm going to have words with when we get home. Oh, very good. Well, Delg will go and offer Woodbeard his hand.
Sure. He shakes your hand, and as he does, he kind of snaps his other fingers as the awnings go back out, and his very heavy dwarvish accent fades again into more of a prim and proper accent, as it were. But if there's anything I can do for you, I would love to help. I know that our kind is not as well liked down south, and I try to stick up for everyone I can. Although our family is not an official diplomats from Daggernon, as it were, we still like to help out anyone we can, when we can. As well as if you do need information from the Elvish capital, as it were, I do have connections still inside of the city itself. That can give me most of the information. If you need something that you're not sure entirely how legal it is, I can still get that information, but that information is usually a bit more expensive. Sneaking under the High Elvish Council is not advised for even the best spy.
What dangers do we face going into the marsh?
The marsh itself isn't too dangerous. It has a fair amount of large beasts. The biggest thing that you're probably going to be dealing with is the large kobold population that has exploded in recent years. That I am guessing probably are in servitude to the Mythical Dragon, as it were, and probably are the reason that that he's expanding his territory so much.
Kobolds.
They're relatively easy creatures to dispatch with. However,
There's just so many of them.
they've been there a while, and they seem to have expanded from their normal traits.
Oh?
I'm not entirely sure what the situation is, but I do know that it seems like, from what we've heard some interesting stories about kobolds that look like they've been experimented on, including a wide arrangement from kobolds that stand almost 7 feet tall to kobolds that are vastly more intelligent than they've ever seen a kobold be before, to kobolds that are on the complete opposite of version of the spectrum and are minuscule in size compared to a normal kobold and lack all intelligence, and are little more than slightly taller lizards that stand bipedal.
Hmm.
I don't entirely know everything that's going on there, but interesting stories.
Alright,
on your
keep an
feet,
eye
stay
out
on your
for
toes.
Weird kobold.
There's also wing kobolds there as well, so keep your eyes up as well.
Winged kobolds?
Yes.
Are they particularly well organized?
I mean, as well as an army of kobolds can be organized. And when I say an army, it's more like a platoon. There's a few hundred, but it's still a fair amount. The wing kobolds are considered the highest of their classes. They, again, were blessed with the birth of wings. But they are quite quick and they fly above, so just keep your eye out. They like to drop things on people. Specifically
Okay.
explosives.
Okay.
That sounds fun.
It can be, depending
Um,
on how exciting of a day you want.
I don't think with a dragon wouldn't experiment on kobolds, surely. That sounds like a maid's thing.
It could be. I know that the Mythical Dragon had a horde, and I believe that he had a kobold following before all of this started to settle out. There could be possibly some of the experimentation coming from another angle. There is the Tower of the Mad Mage down there, the Crazed Tower, so
They're
Wouldn't
in
be-
cahoots.
it wouldn't be surprising if he got bored in his tower and decided to make his way out.
Alright. Well, now we know what we're up against.
Why is it that every time we come across you know what? It's always wizards. Why is it always a wizard? There's always a troublemaking wizard.
Magic? I don't
Well,
know.
then the Tin Wizards cut off all connection with the gods that left them. Not just the
I-
Power
10.
corrupts.
We need like a wizard outreach program. I think they have too much free time.
Well, most of the 10 appointed wizards don't have much free time, but the ones that existed in the world outside of them that have gained a lot of dominion and power, they have a lot of free time. But I hope that helps a little bit with what you're dealing with. I do apologize, friend, about the situation with the elves. Not really much I could do to apologize for it. It wasn't really me dealing with it. I was but a child when all of it went down, but
No, that was their decision to make, and an ambassador only has so much say over what's going on. And clearly they weren't that interested in what the ambassadors had to say, so
They were interested
all I can say is
until they weren't.
welcome to the Brotherhood. The Brotherhood of dwarven families that have been by elves.
I appreciate that. I can let you know that there's some that still have good hearts, but the High Council is very black and white. It's the best way of saying it. Whatever they deem is necessary. Fair enough. Whatever they feel is necessary is what they go by, and they very much follow their laws and their logic. And there's no gray area with them. Which can be at benefit sometimes, and other times it's surprisingly not so.
Do you have any magical tradespeople in the town?
We have a few that travel through from time to time. We don't have any shops, per se, that are set up here. We do have a few, potion makers that travel through town. We have a few,
I saw one of
purveyor
those.
of goods.
All his persons look weird.
Ah, yes. Her potions are made mostly in the mushy basin, where water is not in its purest form. They all work from what we can tell. They just have a very sour aftertaste. As far as I've been made aware. We actually at one point questioned if we should allow her to set up shop in the city. However, one of my professionals who was keen to alchemy says that as far as she's aware, everything that she does is on board. It's just a little different. The crafting of it, possibly the reptilians out there got their hands on a fair amount of alchemy, but didn't exactly master it the way that we did.
All right, well, if you need any muddy health potions, they're out there.
Sounds gritty.
They're a little
Imagine
coarse
it
to
would
drink.
be.
It's like drinking a dry martini that tastes like dirt.
Gross.
I mean, we've been in the desert for weeks, so we know how that feels.
But apart from that, she's a wonderful salesman. She gives you discounts on some of the wares because of the taste, and she understands that it doesn't exactly suit the northerners as well as it does them. So
So act really northern and get a big discount.
possibly. Apart from that, we do have a few traders that make their way through town. As far as I'm aware, I don't think any of them are scheduled to come. They usually arrive right around the earliest part of the month.
Yeah, I didn't see anybody out there.
We have one that comes from Eastbourne and one that comes from Scorchville. However, we haven't seen him in a bit. Based off the rumors, though, there's a decent chance we won't ever see him again.
Yeah, nobody in Scarsville's there.
That's what I figured. There's a chance that he was on the road at the time, but as far as I'm aware, he was at home.
Yep. Quite the mess up there.
Is there any other questions you all have for me?
I'm good. And else?
I can't think of much else. Sounds like there's not much else to do but get out there and kill a dragon, really.
Diplomacy.
Yeah, diplomatize a dragon.
I mean, you
I
can
mean,
attempt
I mean,
diplomacy. If you have a lot of
we-
gold, they might listen. For a little bit.
We have attempted in the past to, negotiate with dragons.
diplomacy have never failed us.
Right.
I prefer hammer diplomacy.
Does work wonders sometimes.
Right,
What
well,
about
I thank you for your hospitality.
Of course. I apologize that I can't do more for you.
All good. The stopping point on the way. Well, I bid you good day, good sir.
You as well. Hope you all have wonderful travels, as it were.
Walk out the door.
Definitely do that.
Did I do good? I'm working on my politeness.
That was excellent work, Snack.
That was great, Snack. You're turning into quite the diplomat.
You see? I mean, first day you met me, I was slicing people's throats and throwing them in rivers, and now I'm the diplomat.
Delg's gonna poke Diamond in the shoulder. I assume he's there still. And just be
Delon's
like,
just standing there,
Yeah,
mindlessly
Delon.
looking at
Yeah.
mindlessly looking at the clouds.
Delon, you seem oddly silent. You all right? Usually you never shut up.
Eh.
All right, good talk.
Looks mindlessly melancholy today. Seems to be lost in thought.
Alright, well, the marsh then.
So,
Unless you want
marsh,
some muddy
yeah.
potions.
I think I'll skip on that.
Those
It's up to you.
those 48 hours we spent in the city have spoiled me rotten. I don't think I can drink mud potions.
I've been in the city all whole day, man. I've adapted.
Can't taste any worse than some of the things I've eaten.
Alright, so you guys are skipping the potion cellar and going straight into the marsh?
Yep.
Alright, well now we'll take the 26 for survival and apply it to
Okay.
where you're going.
There you go.
So you know, based off the map, you could easily follow the shoreline if you wanted to make your way to the village. That would be the easiest way. However, you're pretty sure, based off the maps that you have, Cricket, that you could pretty easily find your way in a straight line to the marsh, or to the village inside of the marsh. It would probably it's probably going to take you about 2 days travel, total time. But yeah, you could pretty easily find your way straight there.
Okay. Well, I will start leading the way.
You guys start to make your way out of the valley, over the hills, into the marshy lands below. The initial part of the marsh isn't too dense. You find a fair amount of foliage and tree growth, but it's not too bad. It's pretty easy to traverse on foot. However, you do know the further you get in, the more you're going to get to marshlands, and there is going to be places where you're going to need at least a boat for a little bit to travel.
We have a pocket boat, don't we?
Yeah,
You do indeed have a pocket boat.
Okay.
You've got a
See?
tiny little pocket boat. As you continue to lead them, you get to a place where, looking at it, you have two options. You can either traverse to the north. It'll take you on a little detour that'll probably take about 2 to 3 hours to go around, or you can attempt to go straight across this, what looks like, interestingly deep lake. It kind of as you find your way to the marshlands here, there's a large lake here, that as you look into it, you can actually see how deep it goes. It almost looks like it swallows into a hole.
Hmm.
So you guys want to go around this or over it?
Well, how long do you reckon it's going to take us to work around it?
2 hours.
It'd be about probably 3 total hours to go around it. You imagine you could get across it in a boat in an hour?
We can pick the boat back up afterwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
It
Just
folds
falls
back up.
right back up.
It's collapsible. What will they think of next? Well, do you think there's anything in there that's going to try and eat our boat?
I hope not.
What's the wildlife status?
Ooh,
Give me a perception
got a-
check or a nature check, whichever you
I
prefer.
got a thing for this.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
You can do your thing if you would like
Wait,
to.
could I take
do
over?
your thing.
Yeah,
Well,
I got a thing. You got a thing too?
No, just the perception. If you have a thing, you go for it.
Gotta commune with nature.
You could take your time and take your 10 minutes and commune with nature if you would like to.
Yeah, while they're setting up the boat.
Sure. You take your time as well, I guess you're not. Are you waiting to fold out the boat? Because the folding out the boat doesn't take very long until
Yeah,
she
we'll
communes
wait.
with nature.
We'll wait till she does her.
All right.
movement.
So, as you commune with nature, you take your time. You focus on things. What are your 3 facts that you would like to look for?
Is there anything big enough in this water that's going to eat us? Are there any dangerous things in the lake? And is there anything on the shores that could hurt us?
All right, sure. So as you kind of commune with nature and feel out towards the nature energy around you as well as the living energy around you, the first thing you can feel is that there is something immense inside of these waters. Something lives here. And the other thing that you pick up about the dangers around the shore is that there is nothing around the shore. As you feel into nature, you feel that there is, around this lake, there is very little wildlife, as well as very little fish that exist inside of this lake as well.
Yeah, something's been eating all the things around here, so there may be something in there that we don't want to mess with. So as long as we don't dilly-dally and get across, should be okay? Question mark?
Okay. I don't see any wildlife around here, which means they're scared or they're dead.
Yeah, I would say the second thing.
It is up to you what you would like to do with that information.
Hello?
Yell out hello. You get no answer.
You gonna try to diplomat with it?
Yep.
Okay.
I stick my head in the water and shout hello.
All right. Give me 1 second. Let me roll a perception check at disadvantage. All right. Hold. I apologize, chat. Didn't expect them to poke their head in the water. I don't know why I didn't. And I probably should at this point. But, you go to another map. I can't work with that character sheet until I have it on a map.
Come on.
There we go.
There's a big fish.
Big fish.
Big fish.
It's just a kraken. It's fun.
It's a baby kraken.
He's a baby kraken.
It's a baby.
All right. Where's the thing I need? Oh, it's over here. Doop, derp. Disadvantage. Where is... Oh, it doesn't have one. Alright, just wisdom. Great. Don't get any response.
I thought we go around.
Yeah, you think? Might take us a little bit longer.
If we destroy Erod's boat, he is not going to be happy with us.
It's true. Do have a point.
And you said it's big. That's
Yeah.
really big.
You don't know what it is because you can't sense what it is. It's not an animal technically, but
Can I try detect thoughts?
sure. If you would like to attempt to use detect thoughts. What's the range on it?
30 feet.
I just had a thought. What if it's
Um,
another one of those slimes, guys?
The entire lake is just a giant slime.
The entire lake is a slime. What do
It's
you
a new
think?
Zasis.
I thought they dissolved in water.
Yeah, but this is swamp water. It's murky. We don't know the properties. I don't know how slime works other than it's disgusting.
Alright, well,
What you get with your detect thoughts is that there is a lot of conversed thoughts between your party members.
Yep.
There's a lot on the surface of your party members, specifically
so-
involving slime for one of them.
here's what we know. Big thing in the water, nothing around the edges. So, edges are safe.
But could that
Maybe.
also...
I like safe, and I don't like water.
But the thing's not being around the edge could mean it got eaten by the thing, like came out
Or
of the
they're
water.
just really scared.
Or that-
Well, what is really, really big that lives in the swamp?
Big frog.
Don't like that.
Slime. That's all she can
I've
think
never
of.
seen
You have
slime
an
in the
odd
swamp.
fixation today. Are you all right?
You're wearing that necklace.
Yes, I am.
Octopuses. I only know that because I can be one.
Octopuses are in the swamp?
Leeches.
Leeches,
Ew.
definitely leeches.
I mean, I suppose it could be a leech the size of a small house, which doesn't sound pleasant.
that does
No.
not. That
No.
sounds terrifying.
I'll tell you what, here's my suggestion. Why don't we debate this while we take the long way around?
Sounds like a plan.
All right, we can
Snakes
discuss
live in
this.
swamps. Big snakes.
Yeah, we can discuss
And
this to our heart's
besides-
content as we avoid whatever that is in the water.
And besides,
Um.
yeah. I forgot Diamond's character's name. God dang it.
Delon.
Delon
Del starts
can't-
probing Hilda in the back as she's trying to remember, pushing her forward.
Delon can't swim.
Very true. That
This
is,
is true.
that is a true statement.
We watched him almost drown a few times.
That is very true.
Him as a character can swim very well. Him as his roles have a little bit more.
Let's walk. Walking sounds more fun.
Yeah, all right.
You start traversing the edge of the lake. How far away from the lake do you guys water?
Not
Oh,
far.
Five
30.
feet maybe.
Yeah, nah,
Yeah,
30 feet. 30 feet off.
30
Yeah, a nice even 30 feet sounds
A
pretty.
nice
good.
Nice
30
even 30
He'll just like
feet.
skirting the
You-
edge of the pond.
You guys could splash in that fucking water.
No, I don't wanna
Snack is in the
touch it.
trees.
I'm with Snack. I'm with Snack on this one. Nice 30 feet sounds
Yep,
good.
All right.
Like a
30
safe
feet.
distance.
30 feet then. All right, fine. And I can yeet somebody if, if something goes sideways. I can yeet. So.
That's your answer to everything.
Well, it works.
We should get you some more stuff to throw.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm just gonna keep an eye on the water as we go around.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can do that.
same.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep
Give me a
a
perception check.
on it. Yeah.
Alright.
29.
I've got to learn how to do this all over again.
Shit. Is anyone gonna roll below? There we go. Del can't see.
He's just poking my back like, come on, just move.
Delg is also low key, making sure Cricket doesn't get in too close to any larger frogs.
There you go.
Yeah, she stays pretty high in the air, like avoiding any mouth that might mistake her for a bug.
I'll roll for Delon just in case. So, as you guys make your way through or make your way around the lake, Hilda, Cricket, and Snick, you do notice is off in the distance, and this is something that she did not see or did not sense with Commune with Nature. You can see off in the distance what looks like small beads of water. Probably about, it's hard to tell exactly how tall they are from this far away. But there is what looks like moving water kind of above the liquid surface itself. Kind of seeming to be like moving around. It specifically focuses towards more of the middle of the lake.
I'm getting a light Lake Placid effect here. So see, look, that looks like slime, right?
No.
I don't know.
I don't see anything.
You can give me a
Floating
nature check.
water.
You can give me a nature check if you'd like to figure out what they are.
All right.
I'm the best at nature.
Me too.
the one was so apt for that. Hilda, you can recognize these as they are water elementals.
Oh, I hope they stay over there, and I hope they're not mad and not upset things.
At the moment, it doesn't seem like they notice you, as
Mm.
you are a few miles away.
Yeah, let's keep moving. Let's keep doing that thing.
See?
It's pretty dangerous. Yep. Nope. Don't want none of part of that.
Mm-hmm. The animals know.
As well as to clarify, in the swamp at the moment, it is, or where you are, it is currently still very, very misty. There is a heavy kind of mist that's just kind of over everything.
Cool.
So, you all continue to make your trek around the relatively large lake that seems to be here. As you guys make your way around, you do come across a part where it looks to be a little bit rougher to pass through. There's kind of the overgrowth here is not very well tamed, and it looks like there's not much foot traffic either to keep it down from growing. So it's a relatively thick thicket for a good 100 to 120 feet. And I will need you guys to you can do what you would like to get through. Cricket, you have little issue just flying through.
Wait.
I summon a weasel.
You summon a weasel.
Weasel, find us the best path.
All right. Give me an intelligence check for the weasel.
Poor
Sure.
weasel.
Weasel. Your character sheet.
Intelligence. Weasels.
Alright.
Intelligence.
Alright.
Oh, roll a 14.
Not bad.
So you watch
Minus
as the
4.
weasel. You watch as the weasel initially just kind of jumps off and sprints into the thicket, and you lose sight of it. And then comes back and realizes that you meant for you all, not for it, as it as
That's
it
not you.
as it's not your size and has little issue with the thicket. As you watch as the weasel kind of runs up the trees and kind of makes its way around and kind of looks around for a little bit before coming back to you, as it helps you find a path, as it were. This path is a little tight for the dwarves and for Delon, but it's not too tight for you, Snack, as it is your weasel. But everyone else can make it through. But you will need to you can either go with an acrobatics check or an athletics check to make your way through. Because of the weasel leading the way and finding the thinner parts of the forest or the thicket, you will be able to do it with advantage. So
Nice.
All right.
Scout weasel.
let's see which one's better for Delon. Oh, they're both bad.
Yeah, he's not very athletic. That's why I usually eat him everywhere.
Yeet him across the
I
thicket.
think acrobatics.
Hey.
No, he's fine.
Yeah,
He kind of manages to find purchase on branches that are solid enough as he kind of makes his way through. As you guys kind of just as you both just kind of dwarf your way through, kind of cutting through some of the branches, otherwise kind of forcing your way through. Delon kind of manages, being the tallest one of the group, to kind of acrobatics way through what he needs to. As you guys slowly make your way through the thicket, and doesn't cost you any time, and you didn't trigger any of the things that could have happened.
Yay!
Yay!
Scout Weasel.
Scout Weasel's the best.
As you all make your way through to the other side and find a clean walkway around the other side of the lake.
Oh, this is interesting. Oh, is it like a clean walkway, like a
Like a
road,
path.
or
No,
like
it's
a
like
worn
there's
path?
no path here, but there's no thicket
Yeah.
anymore.
Oh,
It's-
all right.
It's
Never
just
mind then.
it's just low marsh range, and that's relatively easy to walk on. There's actually decent patches of solid land here, as
Hmm.
opposed to the constant splash that you've been dealing with for a little while.
Cool.
Yeah. So, you all continue along your journey. What is everyone's
pet the weasel.
passive perception?
Good job.
You can definitely do that.
Fif-
Mine's an 18.
Cricket's like
21.
21, right? Yeah, okay. Cricket, what you do notice as you make your way or have made your way through the thicket and kind of made your way out, you start to notice kind of as you're been waiting on the party and just kind of passively looking around, you notice that there's a fair amount of the water elementals that seem to be floating a little bit closer to your direction. It doesn't seem like, based off their movement, that they've noticed you all, but they seem to be a little bit more prevalent around where you are right now. Relay this information if you would like to.
I definitely do. They're a little bit closer over here, guys.
Okay, you're in. We can go stealthily.
We're being stealthy.
All right, well, I'll try.
That's not stealthy.
Hold on, where's
Sure.
my stealth?
You can cast Pass Without a Trace on everyone, as everyone will get to add a +10 to their dexterity check. Or their
That's
strength check.
important. Woo! Oh wait, it should be a disadvantage for me. Let me roll that again.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
should be. I wasn't gonna say anything.
That's more like it.
Oh no.
That's a lot worse
Yeah,
than
they're
you
not
did.
very good at being stealthy.
That's still a
As,
13 and a 14.
As you say stealthy, as you watch as
Delon
Delon's-
trips. What?
Delon's horn jewelry is relatively loud at the moment, as it keeps hitting against branches and other things that it can hit. However, as you guys make your way to the open path, it is a little bit easier, and the Pass Without a Trace definitely helps, as the average roll there is fairly high. It doesn't seem like the water elementals notice your presence. As you all make your way through, continuing around the lake, you're getting closer and closer to the other side of the lake. As you can see, kind of roughly the direction that you need to head, approaching Cricket. You guys can either deviate from the lake now, and it would take you a little bit more time to get back to the path that you want to be on, or you can continue around the lake. It's up to you. It wouldn't take that much longer to reconnect with kind of where you were wanting to go.
Does the path ahead look clear? No more thicket?
Give me a perception check.
50.
It's a little difficult to notice this based off just the
Mist.
general fog that's out. However, it does seem like as you move further and further forward, it seems like the mist is getting thicker, closer to the lake.
Okay.
It seems like it's getting steadily thicker, and you're not sure if it's the change of weather that is getting thicker, or if it's where you're at is getting thicker.
Maybe we should break off here.
And go around.
Better not to be blind when we've got all these elementals and whatever that is in the water.
Yeah, I agree.
It's fine.
Famous last words.
Yeah, we'll go around.
All right. You guys will break off from the lake and just make your way back out into the marsh.
Yeah.
You can do that. It costs you about like an extra hour of time to get back to roughly where you were. Just as it's relatively thick around the lake. However, you do start to notice that the plant life the animal life starts to pick back up. You start to hear the sounds of birds chirping and other animals again slowly over time. As
Seems a little safer here.
Cricket,
A little
behind
bit.
you notice the rain starts to pick up. As there's like almost this line of rain behind you as you make your way away from the lake.
Weird.
As you guys continue through the forest, continue through the
Yep.
marsh, towards your direction.
Yep.
Go ahead and give me another survival check. Just for the sake of readjusting yourself to where you are. That's perfectly fine. You managed to. It takes you a little while to find roughly where you were heading. Just with everything that happened and the mist kind of threw off your senses a little bit. However, you do manage to make your way back towards roughly where the village is described on the map. As you start to travel, it is starting to get dark. It's up to you guys if you would like to push through the night or if you would like to go ahead and get some sleep.
I can't see.
Can't camp by the freaky place or keep
Yeah,
going.
you guys are probably about 2-3 hours away from the lake at this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it might be a good idea to find a place to camp. Like, not like that dragon's going anywhere, right?
It's true.
Yeah.
And I can't see, like, I mean, I can see okay, but not as good as I'd like to in this environment.
Dawn
And
can set
I'm-
up a hut for you as well. So
I imagine DeLon complaining about not being able to see.
No, okay. I'll do your thing.
he will go ahead and set down his ritual and set up a Lehman's tiny hut for everyone. And
Make sure there's no leeches in there.
he can't save you from the he cannot save you from the mushy basin floor. But he can save you from at least everything else coming inside. As far as he's aware, there's no leeches that are inside.
I'll double check.
Sure.
I want to
Give me an investigation check. As you watch his Snick just kind of like paddles through like doggy paddles through the puddles just to kind of clear out them and see if there's any movement. There doesn't appear to be any leeches inside of the puddles that are inside with you.
Weasel, if you see any leeches, eat them.
Weasel nods its head and stands up kind of like a prairie dog looking around.
Good. Sounds
Alright, we gotta look out for the night.
What are the rest of you
Wonderful.
gonna do?
I'll sleep well.
So the floor itself, even where you found, you guys spent a little bit of time looking for the largest dry patch you could, at least where you were. However, there is still ample amounts of water as you lay down, kind of just seeps into everything that's here.
Alright. Well,
Yeah,
it's not the most uncomfortable place I've slept.
yeah. You guys can settle down for your long rest. Getting back all of the spell slots you've used.
Yay!
Oh, I don't think I've used any.
No,
I
no
used
one's
one.
done anything. No,
Nope.
no one's really done anything. The only person
Mhm.
who did anything was commune with nature. So you get your commune with nature back.
I
I
did
mean,
it.
I'll get my bag of tricks back at dawn, but
I get my 6th level back
oh, that's right.
for the teleport.
Teleport. Yeah.
I'm sleeping on top of someone's bag, so I don't have to sleep in the
Oh yeah. You're
watery ground.
easily out of the water ground. Sleep
What was-
on the weasel's
what were
back.
you gonna say, Lazy?
I was gonna say for some reason my 7th level slot was gone. Then I remembered I probably never grabbed my spell slots back from when I used heal on El Giganto.
Oh, probably not. Yeah. It's all good. So, you all managed to settle down, get your long rest, gain all the spell slots you did use, and you all feel refreshed for the day ahead. As you guys hit the 8-hour mark, and the bubble drops, I need everyone to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Constitution.
Oh no.
No.
I rolled a nat
not good.
one.
That's not good.
No.
We're
I'll
off to
roll
a
it for
rousing
Deluxe
start,
while we're
everybody.
out.
I needed my coffee
Hey,
this morning.
everyone. All right. So, you all, as you do accustomed to, as you know, when the bubble drops, you're usually greeted with the flood of fresh air, as the bubble does keep out air, so your kind of air gets stale over the 8 hours. You watch as Hilda, one of the first people to take in a large puff of fresh air. You immediately feel your lungs tense up.
Oh no.
As you can,
No.
as you all breathe in as well, you can quickly feel pricks on your lungs as some sort of plant has been in this area. I need all of you guys who rolled below a 12, which is everyone other than Zach. You take... That's not that bad. You take 8 slashing damage to your internal lungs as these spores spread into you. You can roll your d20 to see if you reduce the damage.
Because it's slashing?
Yeah, because it's bad for you.
No!
No.
I imagine Sneck was sleeping with his handkerchief over his mouth.
Yeah. Just-
That's why he
Just
didn't
for,
get it.
you're actually sleeping with your little mask that you wear just to make it
Yeah.
seem like you're...
Let's,
Not a goblin.
his mask is a black handkerchief
Yeah.
of a widow for
So,
lore purposes.
as you wake up, you can feel your lungs kind of hurt immensely as you wake up. Take a fresh breath of air. As well as you guys are, your movement is slowed by half, as long as you are breathing in the spores.
Oh, wonderful.
You can give me a perception check now if you would like to see where the spores are coming from.
Yes.
Perception. I'm perceptive, but I still breathe them in.
Perception, but you're in
We just
pain.
started counting up there.
You start
Yeah,
to
we
look
did.
around quickly, realizing all of you guys are in pain. As you look up, you can see a faintish green powder that seems to be kind of flowing from trees that are nearby.
Freaking pollen.
Seems to
That's
be
hitting a little too close to home right now,
I
Caboose.
know.
Can I just...
it seems to be some sort of very, very aggressive pollen from some of these trees that are native in this area. You guys
I feel personally attacked right now. You have any idea how terrible a day I've had?
Yes, because I live in the valley and all the trees are activating here as well.
Can I just start druid crafting little puffs here and get rid of it?
You can attempt to. Give me a nature check. See if you can attempt to alleviate yourself of a little bit of the spores.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not entirely sure how pollen works, and it's weird here. You know, the Feywild pollen's just different. As you
So
guys
is it nature?
start to trek away from these spores, as they don't set in at nighttime and only release in the morning.
Awesome.
I need you guys to go ahead and give me another Constitution saving throw.
Oh, joy. Okay.
The worst
I'm
part is
more awake now.
you guys don't realize how dangerous this is for one of the members of your party.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone who rolled above a 12 is good.
Me.
Cricket, you take an additional 15 points of damage.
Oh.
You can roll again to see if your ring is active, so you only take 7 points of damage from it as your lungs continue to shred.
You're out there, Cricket.
No, not good.
You realize that when she's breathing in, the spores are like the size of her lungs.
Yeah. Let's see.
Is there anything we can do?
Yes.
There's plenty you can do. You just gotta think about it and do it.
Summon a panther.
Sure. You summon a panther out of a ball of fluff. The
Yes.
panther, to clarify as well, though, you throw the puff on the ground. The puff immediately gets a little bit wet, so when the panther comes out, it is also fairly wet.
That's perfectly fine.
That's cute.
Cricket, ride on the wet cat.
I will ride on the panther.
The panther smells like a wet cat. But you can very easily ride on the panther. As
Panther,
you guys start to pick up speed and try to get away from this, I'm guessing.
Panther, Cricket's not doing so good in his green spores stuff. Go and run ahead and see if you can get ahead of it.
Sure. I need a Constitution saving throw from the panther.
Sure.
All right, I would also like to cast resistance on Cricket.
Sure. You can do that.
Load in character. Con save.
Here you go, a little bit of magical antihistamine.
Thank you.
As you guys,
13 for the
13's good.
Panther.
13's good. As you start to sprint off ahead, as the rest of you you guys preparing for it, start to gather yourself, you can manage to get back up to your normal speed. I need everyone to give me, Cricket, I need another Constitution saving throw, and everyone else as well.
I'm
As well
going to
for the
cast
panther.
resistance on everybody else.
Sure.
Whoa.
Oh no.
So resistance lets you add an extra d4.
Yep, so you can add a d4 to your save. Sadly, I don't think that's gonna help. It might help the panther, though. Well, the panther's too far away to cast resistance on, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, dart
'Cause
it off.
it went darting ahead to try to
Get Cricket out of the affected area?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold. That one actually might matter. Roll d4. Doesn't matter. So everyone who rolled below a 12, you take 9 points of slashing damage. As well as your movement during that period of time is halved.
Okay, I can only move 75 feet, guys.
Yeah.
Do I need to start eating people?
I'm just gonna run.
You watch as Delon behind you is kind of keeping pace. However, with the initial next breath he takes, he seems to slow his pace a little bit as incessant coughing ensues. There's a little bit of blood spittle that he coughs up. I need to go back. Actually, I didn't.
Should I eat you?
did not
Delon?
count his damage.
I need him close so I can...
I mean, he's
Help him.
health-wise, he's fine. He's just bleeding internally.
Is there a way I
I-
can use... This doesn't really make sense. I was going to say if I could use purify food and drink somehow to help cleanse the air.
Not in this
In his
situation,
lungs.
no.
I cast Mage Hand and get it to do this in front of my face.
You stimulate the air in front of your face.
Uh,
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's perfectly fine.
Does anybody have some
pan-
cloth to tie around our faces or
I
anything?
mean, I got my handkerchief. It's not really happening very well.
I will cast. How bad is Delon looking?
He's not
He looking
bad.
real. Oh, he's not bad.
No, it's
Okay.
just the slowed pace that makes it look worse. He in all actuality, he looks fine.
Yeah.
He has magic if he needs to get out of it. So,
Does guidance count on saving throws as well?
I don't think so. I think that's usually resistance.
Add the number rolled to one ability check of its choice.
Yeah, because it's an ability check,
Yeah,
not a
it's not a
saving throw.
saving throw. All right, well, I'm going to keep casting resistance on everybody. Like,
You can do that.
if you're in reach, you're getting resistance.
That's good.
Yay!
The Panther went
a
sprinting off, so the
cantrip.
Panther is a little bit ahead of you guys. It is slowed this turn, so you might catch up to it, but so
Get your Panther back here
it's
so
got
I
a
can
speed of
help
50.
Cricket.
yep. Well, it was sprinting at 100, but obviously when its movement's halved, it kind of gets reduced to 50.
Yep.
So I will need another Constitution saving throw from everyone. You guys continue to attempt to make your way out of here. You get your D4s
Panther's
if you're around
good.
Delg.
Oh,
Panther's good.
do a D4.
Oh.
14.
What's the Panthers? Panther was the
Yeah,
13.
got it. It's good.
Yeah. Nope. Everybody. Well, no, Hilda's fine. Delg's fine. It's just
How much
Snack-
damage on that last one, by the way?
The last one was 9.
Oof.
Delon's taking damage again.
Hey, this pollen, it's like laying in a thick coat on the ground, right?
Yeah, it's basically falling from the trees at the moment above you.
Can I try to use Akmon's flames to burn the pollen out of the air?
I mean, if you would like to attempt it, you can.
Create a fireball across the whole marsh.
You're not sure how well pollen burns.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how
I could
well
do a
pollen
breath
burns.
attack, but I don't really want to use my breath attack.
Does pollen burn?
Yeah, that is an excellent question.
I would
Either
think
the
it'd be
answer is
best.
no, or the answer is it's like flour when it's in the air and will cause a
I'm-
massive explosion.
I'm going to adopt a different form of transportation.
All right.
I am going to launch one of my daggers as far ahead of me as possible and teleport to it whilst holding my breath.
Sure, you can do that.
Is there any end to the pollen in sight? Or
There is. There is definitely. It definitely seems to be a localized issue. Cricket, you can see that you are getting very close to being out of it. However, you are going to take this round of damage. So everyone who rolled below 12 takes 13 points of slashing or piercing
Oof.
damage.
Oof.
Which
Pretty
brings
harsh,
the
bro.
one down to.
I think Caboose is out to get us today.
Yeah,
He
pollen.
hasn't.
It was
He
a
hasn't.
swamp, man. I'm sorry.
At first it was death by butterflies. Now it's death by pollen.
Oh come on! At least death
Hey,
by
anyone
butterflies
who
was
has-
goddamn funny.
Anyone who
It was.
who has allergies would understand fantasy pollen. Fantasy
Yeah.
pollen's fucking scary.
Adds a party member, immediately plots to kill her by pollen.
There you go.
Yep, that's Caboose's standard MO. You keep your eye on him.
So, Talon's at like 49 hit points now, but it's fine. You guys are your movement once again. Anyone who rolled below it, so Delon's movement is slowed as he's kind of starting to pace behind the party. What is the range on this? I forgot. All right, cool. As you guys continue to make your way around, Cricket, you get out of the pollen as you can immediately feel fresh air enter your lungs. And as well as little pricks kind of going along your entire lungs as they kind of start to adapt to clean air again. The rest of you guys can see the break of the pollen ahead of you. And for everyone other than Delon, it will be 1 round to get out. Delon will be 2.
Can I drag
Delon
Delon?
that dagger?
It's fine. You're fine. Snack, you throw your dagger at the start of this turn and teleport to it. And holding your breath, you are fine.
This is the first time the rest of the party sees this, as Snack just stops dead, pulls out one dagger, and launches it 60 feet in front of him, and then disappears in a puff of raven feathers.
And reappears where the dagger was.
Yep.
I'm not
Holding it
not
at
even
60 feet.
surprised at this point.
Yeah, I'm not either. It doesn't phase me.
It's snack things.
Yep.
And for all of you in chat who are thinking, why didn't they just hold their breath while they ran? If you've ever tried to hold your breath while running, you understand.
Yep.
It's especially if it's allergies or pollen. It's damn near impossible.
Yeah. However, because you guys are far enough away, Delon will use one of his spell slots. As you hear a loud crash of thunder behind you, as Delon also appears next to Snake, as he is going to cast Thunderstep to get himself out of the pollen.
Good idea.
Because he took half of his health from pollen damage.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to tell him.
Mhm.
Cricket, you're out. Snack is out. I just need 2 con saves from the Barb Chins for this turn as
Ah.
you guys are continuing to run through.
Nope, I'm screwed this time.
Yep. However, even with your slowed movement, you will still make it out this turn. So.
I would like to use my legendary resistance.
Oh shit! You needed it this time. There's a
bad is
caboose
it?
stat roll for 17 points of
Holy
slashing damage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. Easy.
You feel
Easy.
your
I still got
you feel
90 HP.
your internal lungs just kind of hack up as this very, very dense pollen shreds your lungs. But you're fine. You walk out.
Easy.
You look you all look around at each other as there is spittles of blood pretty much falling out of all of your mouth.
I know why I never came this far south before. I hate the swamp.
I hate it here so much.
All
I
right,
hate the
guys.
pollen.
10-minute break, and Delg will begin to pray.
Sure. You guys are gonna take a 10-minute break, or you're gonna take a short rest. It's up to you.
Well,
You
10
guys
minutes is
just
all
had-
I need to
You guys
cast
just had a long
Prayer of
rest,
Healing.
but that's fair.
10 minutes is all I need to cast Prayer of Healing, and I will cast it at. People are pretty frigged up. 4th level.
You all catch your
Um,
breath. Briefly hear Delon yell out, "What the fuck was that?"
Almighty Tier, bludgeon the health back into us with your incredible vengeance. Wreak havoc upon the wounds we have received, and everybody gets 12 hit points back.
You feel
That
yourself.
seems
You
shit.
watch as little spectral golden hammers form around around Delg as they all get thrown at you as you're impacted by what feels like it should hurt. However, you're blessed with 12 points of healing instead.
That got me to 69 health.
Yeah.
Nice.
A 2, a 1, a 2, and a 3 on your rolls there.
Yep. That is a Delg healing roll. He
That's
is
Delg
he is
heal.
just not the healing type. He is.
Panther is still alive.
Yeah, I'm laying on it.
I mean, the Panther gets 12 HP too, right?
Yep.
So
Looking behind you, you do see you can now make out easier. There is a dense cloud of pollen that goes back about probably a few miles. You
Well, I'm glad we weren't further into that.
you recognize the fact that had you travel or stopped sooner, there's a good chance you probably wouldn't have made it out of the pollen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this place. What kind of tree was that? Keep an eye out for that tree. I don't like that tree.
Can we burn them all?
I would like to burn them all.
Are you suggesting we envelop
don't have
the entire?
time. We don't have time to sit here and burn all the
No, I
trees.
mean,
no,
hear him out. Hear him out. We could
I
envelop the
created
entire.
a tornado of fire.
Exactly. We could envelop the entire southern half of the continent
Oh
in
my
a tornado
God.
of fire.
I'm just gonna walk off.
And the tornadoes.
I'm just gonna walk.
But we'd only burn the elves.
I for
Delg,
one
can
support burning
you
the trees.
revive that orc druid to create a tornado, and then I'll do the fire thing, and then
I think-
Not
I
gonna
think-
do
the
that.
marsh.
I think I can make tornadoes.
No, we
well,
don't
even
need
better.
tornadoes.
I think I even have it prepared.
I'm slowly preparing myself to go have to edit my map.
I just found it ironic. I think I actually do have that spell.
I mean, who would miss the swamps? Would you miss them? I wouldn't miss them.
I mean,
I've never been here, so I never missed them in the first place.
They're just vital to the entire world's ecosystem. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
Fine. They'll
This
learn
guy
to live
gets
with a fire tornado.
I've altered the ecosystem. Pray I do not alter it further.
Right. Well.
Who knew, chat, that pollen could be so effective on a DC 12 Constitution save to murder a party of 13 level 13 players?
Yep. I mean,
Well, when you're a 3-inch tall fairy,
Well, here's the thing. The one thing in D&D that can kill off a party, regardless of how leveled and equipped they are,
Is environment.
is saving throws. Saving throws.
Saving throws and
Mhm.
environment. Or
Walls.
rocks.
Wow.
Walls.
Wow.
Our greatest
Butterflies.
nemesis.
walls. Yes.
No,
doors
butterflies
have-
are just Delon's greatest nemesis.
Yeah.
So, as you all,
Another day?
you all prepare to, you catch your breaths and start to regain everything that's going on. You guys have roughly another day travel through the swamp to get to the location.
Hey, we can just tell the dragon to come here. He'll kill himself.
I mean,
You all are also quickly understanding why the advisement of going by boat was probably a better plan. And why everyone travels through
Yeah,
the marsh with boat.
But was it, though?
I
Probably.
still
had
say
to-
there was a
You
big
just
slime
had to
in
travel
there.
down the river Styx. I mean, what could possibly go wrong with that?
Oh, wow, from Davenport. Okay.
I mean, are we talking the literal river Styx, or are we talking like...
You don't know.
there's got to be a reason it has that name, and I don't want to
Well,
find
river-
uh,
The river is literally called
plenty of
Styx.
silver coins for your eyes, people.
out.
The river is literally named Styx. Spelled with the appropriate Y.
Okay. We press on.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
You all start
Coughing
to
up blood.
press on through the marsh. I need everyone to give me a survival check. Whoever's gonna leave the party. The pollen has thrown you off a little bit.
I'll be in the front.
driver's seat as Cricket recovers on the back of a panther.
Yep.
Poor Crooked.
Pollen spores were a lot worse for her.
Mm-hmm.
Just for flavor, anyone who wants to give me a nature check to figure out what that was, you can give me a nature check as well. See if you've heard about it.
Sure, Snack knows.
I mean, I'll give you a nature check.
Just for
Why
flavor.
not?
I'll go ahead
Why
and
the
give
heck
Roll on
not?
one too.
I'll give you a nature check. Take it.
On
I'll
roll
give you a
14.
goddamn nature check, you son of a bitch.
Hilda, you do remember faintly what these might have been called. These are a local tree to the marsh that doesn't grow in a large area. However, they do grow. They tend to grow in an area that is surrounded by large pools of water inside of the marsh. And they are the effect that it has been dubbed is called the Sword Spores, as the spores themselves take the shapes of basically smallish blades. As you breathe them in, they shred your lungs internally.
Basically, exactly how you described it.
The other thing that you recognize is that these trees probably proceeded around roughly about 6 miles from the entirety of that lake.
Yep.
Things that Caboose makes up in his adventures that are evil.
Well,
Mm-mm.
we're not going that way home.
Why not? It's fine.
Were the trees big enough to travel through, though?
Yeah.
We could just take the first tree home.
Well, that's true. You haven't seen any trees down here, so we can find a big tree and then go home. Ah.
You can.
So,
I
I
won't
like
say
this.
all of them are big enough to travel through, but there's some of them that are big enough to travel through. They
Yeah,
can
they're
do
closer to the city, maybe.
the trees. The most similar thing they look to in real life is similar to willow trees. They look like slightly scrawnier but taller willow trees.
Mhm.
Okay.
There's occasional trees you could travel back through if you would like to. So, what you guys do, though, with the 24 survival check, you can quickly get back onto pace as Cricket sits down for a little rest of her wings as she promptly woke up, immediately flew around, and then immediately rode a panther. And that was enough to tire her out from pain. You guys start to make your way back towards the right direction. As you guys start to get closer to your location, what you do start to find is you start to find a lot more gullies. Not deep enough that you can't just trudge through them. Most of them are about 2 to 3 feet deep. So Snack has an issue, but the rest of you guys are tall enough that you're kind of okay. For the dwarfs, it kind of goes up to like shoulder level, but you can make it through if you'd like to just walk through them. It seems to be probably every about mile to half mile you find these 2 to 3 foot little channels of water. Give me a...
I bamf across every one of them with my daggers.
You can easily do that. Cricket can easily fly across them.
The panther
They're a
can
little
jump
bit
3
too.
feet, no
They're,
problem.
they're a little bit too wide for you to be able to jump across or anything like that. But they're about, to clarify, the gullies are about 2 feet deep, but they're about 30 to 40 feet long. Most of them, or in width wise. So you can get a dagger across and teleport, but it's just barely.
Yeah.
The panther can't even make it all the way across, but Cricket could theoretically just fly across. Delon could too, but he's not. I'm not going to make that character decision for him because knowing my roles today, I don't want that to happen and me be responsible for it.
Yeah.
You could eat them.
Hey, Delon, you got taken over by an archfey.
Whoops.
Surprise. Anyways, so you guys continue along through these little gullies, which do slow your pace when you get to them. However, they don't seem to be too much of a problem. Give me a intelligence check. For no
Okay.
particular reason.
Well, thank God Delon's here.
Yeah. So as you guys
At
start to
least
make
he's
your way,
useful for something.
wow. As you guys start to make
Useful
your
for
way
lots of stuff.
across,
He is.
you
I
guys
What do you
start to make
mean?
your way. Delon starts to recognize as you get to about the third gully. They seem to almost come in a pattern. It seems like almost every 200 to 300 feet you find another gully. And based off the curvature of them, it seems to form some form of almost like a spiral-ish circle. Based off of the curve that he's seeing in each one. Each gully gets a little bit more curved as you guys are starting to make your way through them. Apart from that, the ecosystem around them and the forests and everything seems to be relatively normal. It's just these weird gullies that seem to form into what he is quickly recognizing as some sort of spiral in the ground.
You think it's a pattern?
Can I fly up a little bit?
I believe so. It seems like it is a pattern of some sort.
White cricket fly up. Have a look.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cricket, you fly up. How high do you fly? It's up to you. You
Um,
know, as you fly higher, you have to deal with air resistance and occasionally brief bits of falling.
Yeah, just enough that I can try to see what the pattern is.
The trees here are not very tall, which means the wind does get pretty strong, but you can get a decent height up. Go ahead and give me a... trying to think what flight would be for this situation. It's something you've done naturally your entire life, so it'd be something you're good at.
It's the only thing I do, yeah.
Yeah. Let me look at your character sheet real quick. Because you're still
It's
fighting a
definitely
wind.
not athletics.
And there's
No,
not a
no.
door in sight.
There's no doors here. I'm safe.
Character sheet. Roll 20 to you freeze. Oh yeah, it definitely did freeze. Both. Refreshing.
Ruh-roh.
I can tell if if you're looking for like acrobatics or athletics or any of that. I'm not good at any of that.
No, it wouldn't necessarily be one of those. I'm gonna take it based off what skills you have. I'm literally refreshing the page. I know that it's not responding. What?
Here, I can send you my skill.
You're good.
Oh, you're
I'm almost back
crazy.
in. Go ahead and make it a survival check. That'll work.
Okay.
It's just to make sure that you're all right. Yeah, you're flying well enough that you're fighting against airflow changes, based off of nature and based off what you know. As you fly up to about 100 feet up, looking down, you can see what Delon has kind of discovered is that there is a spiral to the land itself that seems to get more and more harsh. About probably 500 feet ahead of you is the center of the spiral itself, which appears to be a smallish basin. From here, you don't really see anything there. It just it's a smallish. I mean, it's basically a small lake. It's not really that big. It's probably like 50 feet wide. It's just kind of the center of this spiral.
Okay. I'll go back in and relay that to her.
At the moment, you guys are about 3 spirals in of what looks like a total of 7 spirals before it reaches the center.
And then we'd have to go a whole nother 7 to get back out.
And at the moment, you guys aren't traveling towards the center of it. You're traveling like along the edge of it.
Okay.
Basically, you guys would have to change course to reach the center of it. So right now, you're just kind of traveling along it.
Okay. I'll just let you know.
So if we go to the center, can we get out one of these spirals if we go by boat?
I mean, we'd have to spin all the way back out, but probably.
You'd have to
Does that
basically
seem-
travel the entire length all the way around, but yeah, you could.
It'd probably take a while.
Okay, let's just go in. Why would there be a spiral in the middle of a marsh?
Because it can't just be a marsh.
With my eagle, how many people could I realistically carry?
Depending on who you were carrying, 2 or 3. If you were carrying Delg, you could carry just
One.
Delg. you
Okay.
could
Not saying you're chunky there, Delg, but you chunky.
you could probably realistically carry the other 3 party members or Delg
Okay.
with the plate armor and everything else. That's probably weight wise roughly what it equates to.
Well, if anyone gets tired of wading through it, I can maybe carry some of you.
To clarify as well, though, I hate to say it this way, but Delg is also the slowest member of the party.
Or, I could get some of you across and come back and get Delg. Or Delg first and then the rest.
Nah, take Doug first.
I'll just keep
I
vamping.
feel like Delg's sitting here the entire time, like, you're talking about me, I'm right here.
I'll keep vamping and get across first and keep an eye out while they make their
Sure.
way.
Okay. I will wild shape Giant Eagle.
Okay.
It's a move speed of 80 feet, so I will get... If Delg is willing to be carried, I will take Delg across first.
All right. Delg's willing to be carried, but he's not happy about it.
Keep wading through the gross water, you can.
Give me a strength check for the eagle. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, God.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
You pick up Delg. Delg does take both talons to carry, but yeah, you pick up Delg and can fly across the basin. As the eagle, it is a little bit easier for you to fly as well, so it's less of a problem to actually, because you have mass against the wind.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can fly across with little ease. You get to the edge of the spirals in the direction you were heading, and find a safe-ish place to drop him off as you also see Sneck's little puffs of raven feathers following you. A little bit slower, but following you.
Okay.
As you
And then
proceed
once he-
back and proceed to pick up Dylan and Hilda, kind of one in each talon as you fly them back. Del, go ahead and give me your perception check. You're the first one to the other side.
Woo, perception.
Yay.
I won't leave him alone until Snack is there, just so he's not by himself.
Hey, I mean, it's up to you. Snack doesn't
I
arrive too much later.
Delg is busy fuming about
Oh, you can
being
give me-
carried like a baby.
You can give me a perception check for the eagle as well while you're there, because you have advantage.
Eagle.
Did I give you a giant eagle?
You did. I've just never rolled from these sheets, so I have to figure out how to do it. Because it doesn't have a button.
It'll
if
be. It should have
Under
perception.
skills.
Just click
Yeah.
on the skills perception.
Oh yeah, I see it. Okay.
Yep, and you'd have advantage on it.
I'll just roll it one more time. 15.
Yeah, looking around you, you don't notice anything out of the ordinary.
Okay.
Elg, you also don't notice anything out of the ordinary. Just seems to be a marsh.
Then I will go back and grab the others and bring them back.
Sure. Snack, you arrive shortly afterwards. You can roll a perception check as well.
Alright.
As you leave
Um,
the marsh.
perception. Seedling.
Looking around, you do notice it. That there is a very, very slight shimmer behind you that you leave. It's very, very difficult to notice, but you can kind of notice a fluctuation in the air pattern.
It's magics.
Reaching out, it does feel like it's some form of magic.
And you're up.
You watch as
Who
the
would
eagle
put a
flies back
spiral
into
in a
it.
marsh?
You watch as the eagle flies immediately back into it.
You're saying it's a magical spiral in the marsh?
Yes.
What kind of magic?
With your
Magic, magic?
very, very limited knowledge of magic, you can guess that it's not any of the magic you use, and that's about all you can guess.
It's not necromancy.
All right. Well, that's a relief, I suppose.
So it's one of the other 7.
It really narrows it down, Snack. Good job.
10 technically, but we don't go into those other categories.
There's no subcategories for snack.
There's no such thing as time.
Nope. No chronomancy, no psychic, none of that.
As you fly back in, pick up Hilda and Delon, as you make your way out and land on the other side. What would you guys like to do? You're outside of the spiral.
The one is magic.
Oh, I guess I can look at that. He will reach out and do an Arcana check, because he has more knowledge than you. Maybe. 17.
Slightly.
Reaching out towards it, the thing that he can recognize is that it is from whatever it is from the enchantment school of magic.
Dusk, it's magic. Oh.
You guys remember when Dusk existed?
Yeah,
No.
I was handed for magic.
He was okay. He was a little dumb sometimes, but we liked him.
He was weird. He was an old man. I think it was
From
the
what I can
illusions.
tell, it's some sort of enhancement magic. What it does, I'm not quite sure.
Why would anyone need to enhance a swamp?
Well, enhancement just
Hmm.
means it changes the surroundings. It doesn't mean it really enhances it. Like for
Hmm.
instance, like your shield of faith is technically enhancement, but it's not. Yeah. I mean enchantment, not enhancement. Or is it abjuration?
Oh, an
It's abjuration.
enchantment, not an enhancement. Okay, that's a different word.
My bad.
Different stuff.
Actually, I don't think
Starts
it's
with a
enchantment.
letter.
I think it's technically abjuration, isn't it? Let me check.
I don't know.
Double check. Let me double check myself.
I could look,
Check
but
yourself.
I can check with the spell.
Well,
Cold.
whatever it was, it's not marshy.
Definitely is not marshy. That is true. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, dee-dee-dee, doo-doo, dee-dee-dee, doo-doo, doo-doo.
Yeah,
it's abjuration. My bad. I'm dumb.
Abjuration.
Yep.
Well, that's completely different.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Anyways, well, if we find somebody alive, maybe they can tell us what it is.
Actually, as well. Oh no, you're still an eagle. Never mind.
Not,
Still
I
an
would
eagle.
I would have changed back when I got
Okay.
back over there with
Well,
you.
you can give me a nature check if you, or either a nature check or an arcana check, whichever you prefer.
They're the same.
You're just good at magic. You don't know how it works.
I don't know a thing.
It's
I don't know
magic.
nature here.
You know you were told that it was magic by Sneck, so it must be magic.
It's magic, guys.
The hat don't lie. Alright, well, it didn't seem to be anywhere near as bad as those spores, so let's ignore it and move on.
And it's definitely not a chrome dragon. So
And
No,
it's not a time warp.
no.
Might have been a time warp. You'll never know.
I'm just gonna say definitively it's not a time warp. It
No
may be,
time
it
dilation
could be, but nah.
Let's do
The
the,
other thing-
time warp
The other thing that
again.
Delon would be able to tell is that it's not arcane magic. It's some sort of abjuration based spell, and it's not arcane based. It seems to be nature based.
So like that one spell that I have.
It is very similar to a spell you have, yes. But your character with the 4 on a nature check has no idea.
No, I know. That's why I'm asking out of character. I think it's similar to that one, but
Alright,
out of
so the
character, it is a
town.
druid spell. But so you guys
Let's go.
continue to trek along towards the town. You guys start to see off in the distance. You do start to see smoke. And you know that you are going to get to the town roughly around this time.
on fire.
I mean, they could just be having a bonfire.
Give me a nature check.
Sure, they're going so well today.
All of us, right?
Yep. It's specifically a nature-based thing. Because you're looking at smoke and trying to tell what the fire is.
Now I roll a decent.
I should.
There's smoke signals.
Let me roll for Delon. Even though I'm pretty sure Hilda got it, but I'm just gonna roll for Delon just in case. Just to say I did. Sure. Hilda, you recognize that this is the smoke that is flowing out is not a smoke of a campfire. It is basically what would be a residual smoke of some sort of fire that was out of control.
Like
as
a
you see-
wildfire.
Similar to that, yeah. You see multiple smoke sources kind of coalescing into one, all fairly weaker. Whatever it is from here, you can tell that it's out. Whatever the fire is. However, it is definitely been a relatively large fire and a fire that was uncontrolled that has gone out at this time.
I'm gonna
And it's
convey
about-
that to the group.
It's about a mile ahead.
Yeah.
Well,
It's about a mile ahead, so don't go too far ahead.
Dragon got mad.
Probably.
As you all make your way closer to town, you notice as you are getting closer and closer to town, it seems like everything is getting wetter. It
Really?
seems like in general there's more water around here. Almost more than maybe even natural. I'll say Hilda with a 22. I'll carry that over. The water level here is higher than it naturally is. As you can look at the
Okay.
trees and see roughly based off how the trees are growing, what the natural water flow is here, and where there's naturally kind of accumulations of water, there's definitely more in an unnatural way.
Doesn't seem right.
Nothing about this place is seemed right.
As you guys start to make your way into town, the first thing you notice is that the buildings have been burned, as well as there is a large amount of water that is filling the town. So on top of the village is being burned, there's a large amount of extra water. As you guys are gonna be brought to here.
I see lots of shadows.
May have to check for survivors.
Okay.
Did that not? It did take you guys for some
Yeah,
reason.
yeah,
Just-
no, you're good.
It
you're
didn't
good.
adapt. It didn't adjust for stream, so I was making sure.
You are good.
Okay.
I had to zoom
Well,
my token.
Oh, you don't have access to your token?
I had to zoom in.
Because it's so tiny. It's so tiny.
I couldn't click it. I kept clicking around.
But it doesn't look like the town fed too well.
Do we see any people outside?
Give me a perception check.
sure.
I am
Something like that.
also.
Yeah, rolled it. 11.
I'm not seeing nobody.
Pull up for Delon. Gonna go ahead and give him a perception check. Alright. You guys don't see anyone. Delon, Cricket, and Sneck. However, you do hear ahead of you. It sounds like there's voices speaking to each other. Does anyone speak Draconic?
No.
That'd be a no. Do you
Double check
speak
the log.
Draconic? No? No.
That's you speak Draconic.
Delon does
No.
not speak Draconic.
Ah. Dusk
Um,
did.
You hear language and you hear a language that you don't understand. It seems like they're conversing with each other, whatever the voices
Do I know what kobolds sound like?
are. Yes.
Do they sound like kobolds?
Some of them do.
Alright.
That sounds like kobolds.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get stealthy.
Sure. You guys can roll your stealth. Pass Without a Trace is not up anymore, so if you'd like to recast it, you can.
32.
Snack, you're gone. Snack just literally because the water's so high, you just watch Snack just drop down, just disappears just under the water.
I am gonna cast it. I just can't find it on my spell list right now.
It's a second level spell.
Oh, it's all the way at the bottom.
Sure.
Got it.
42.
37.
3 stealth. Good job.
Let me roll for Delon. Poor Delg. You know, Delg, I'll give you. You don't have to roll disadvantage this time.
Oh, come on. I could go lower.
You could.
Do it, man.
You
do
could
it.
trip over your own feet.
No.
Oh.
It's a
Uh-huh.
3.
So upon
okay.
sneaking, Delg's like not paying
Splish
attention,
splash.
and he's like, "Is anyone okay? Is anyone still alive?"
That's
You
fine.
watch as
I expect Delg to be the distraction.
you watch as all the puddles from Delg's walking with Pass Without a Trace disappear. The water sounds disappear. His metal armor disappears as he proceeds to shout.
So is the voices coming from like here?
They seem like they're coming from ahead. As Delg watches as all of you guys disappear, as he can no longer see
Yeah.
some of you.
Yep.
He
I'm
start-
gone.
as you yell out, you hear the voices change. As you hear some hushed tones before something's happening, and you can hear movement. You hear splashing ahead of you.
I'll take cover against this wall and pull my cloak up so I disguise myself.
Sure, you can do that.
I'm gonna go up against the wall, but I'm just gonna be quiet.
Sure,
I'm gonna go up on this roof. Yeah.
sure.
I
As you
could not put myself there because it'll like make me in the house.
yeah. So you fly up to the top of the roof. Give me a perception check. Because you might be able to see some stuff. All right. What you see, I will go ahead and let you know. What you see is you see a few kobolds standing in a patch of water. One of them that seems to be wearing what looks like a smallish dragon skull on its or on top of its head. As well as you see the six they're kind of spread out and they seem to be looking for something. The other thing you can make out is there is a lot more splash marks. There's a lot more trickling through the water. That it seems like there is more movement than just the six of them. The other thing you can see is you see a kobold that's trying to hide that's doing a very, very poor job due to its size. That is covered in what looks like plates of dragon scales that have been kind of like cast onto its skin. And it is probably about 7 feet tall. And it's kind of like attempting to hide in the very large town hall center that is ahead of you, but doing a poor job based off its size.
Okay, I'm gonna be relaying all this down to Hilda as quietly as I can, because Snake is basically just no longer in this campaign. He's so
Snake.
chill.
He's so stealthy.
Yep, you can easily do
Alright.
that.
Oh, yeah.
We pretty much just don't worry about what Sneck is doing because he's invisible 90%.
As
You
long
guys
as he
can-
survives when we get to the fight,
Here's what we'll do.
that's the important part.
We're gonna go ahead and go into combat order, just for the sake of making it easier to track what everyone's doing, so that I know when you guys trigger it, what happens. I will go ahead and start rolling initiative for what is here, because you guys know that there is stuff here, so it's not really a surprise.
And I'm gonna go into aggravated rage. I am aggravatingly raged.
Bringing back the specialty creature right there.
Well,
My favorite creature. The best version of the kobold. Boop.
I mean, the little kobold in the trench coat.
Huh?
No,
No.
the Swobold.
The Swobold. Boop. Alright. Has everyone rolled initiative other than Delon? Because I definitely haven't rolled for him yet.
Yes.
Alright, let's go ahead and roll for Delon. Hey!
No, you're still slow.
Nick! You go first.
Okay. Then I shall maintaining my stealth.
To clarify, it is still a misty day as well. The sun is
Yeah.
currently not shining. I have to clarify that because
Oh.
they're kobolds.
Well, move up 30 feet. See what I see.
Sure.
I see things.
Sure you
Things are seen.
You can see a group that seems to be standing kind of in the middle, kind of looking around, as well as one of them is poorly hiding behind these stairs as his head kind of peeks up every once in a while. He looks around. The one that you're seeing that's behind the stairs, it's hard to tell, but it seems like he's in some sort of armor of some kind. He has what looks like almost a dragon scales shield that he wields in his left hand, and a makeshift spear that still looks roughly kobold in build.
All right. Well, let's see how well that shield does him when I attack him from behind. I launch my dagger to this point here.
Sure. You launch your dagger. for your. It's your.
I'll
Yeah,
get
that's
him
your
running.
action and bonus action to do it, right? But then you get an attack.
It's bonus action to throw it, and
Yeah.
it's I use my action to
Teleport and you
attack.
get one attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, you can easily do that. As you teleport above his head and kind of fall behind him, you will have advantage.
Yup.
So advantage for
Let me go ahead and change the music.
Yep. Snick, just 26 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
And since I was hidden, I get my snack attack for an extra 27, plus the extra d4 for doing the teleport thing. That's 41 points of damage.
Jesus.
Twice. Oh, it is on my end. No, one second. Hold. Sorry, chat. I'll fix music in a second. There you go. Yeah, you teleport to the location, stabbing into this kobold. Pretty much really close to killing him outright. He's still alive, though.
That's fair.
What is
That's
that,
me.
37, 41.
41, yep.
You stab him in the back as he lets out a shriek in pain as you all can clearly see, clearly hear at least, for you all who can't see, that they immediately react to this. Anything you're gonna do? Anything else you wanna do?
That's it. That's my bonus and my action.
All right, we got a kobold wizard. On seeing you do this, and shrieking for a moment, out of fear of what happened, he is going to attempt to cast Hold Person on you.
Alright.
It's a DC 14. What
What's
is
save?
the wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom. Come on, 12.
Oh, you fail because you're
Yeah.
held in place.
Yes, I am.
We're gonna give you no go.
No, go.
As you are held in place and the wizard's gonna wizard. Run away. Delon, who's going to see that shit hit the fan, and is going to
Snack at the fan.
Snack hit the fan. There. What's his movement? 30.
30.
He's gonna dash so he can see something. He'll dash to there, which should give him sight of a little bit of stuff.
Yep.
I apologize, chat, as well. I did not, for some reason, Firefox is not updating when I'm not on it, so I'll have to click into it every once in a while to do stuff. That will end Delon's turn, because he can't really do much with bonus action. Hilda. Delon rushes forward. He still seems to be stealth. They seem to not know where you guys are. They've seen
Alright,
they've
can
seen
I-
the goblin. And they heard Deld. Deld's the only other one who's not stealth.
Wait, hold on. Where's the ruler? There's the ruler.
Mhm.
I can get, like, right there. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go up. And I can see, sort of?
Mhm.
Kind of, I can see
You can
these.
see where Sneck is.
This
Actually,
guy
correction.
right here.
You see the guy. You don't see Sneck. His Sneck is now dropped to the ground behind him.
Alright,
He's hidden
I'm
by the
going to
building.
throw one of my javelins at him.
All right, go ahead. Give me an attack. At disadvantage because of distance.
I'm in rage.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect distance.
Alright.
All right, yeah, you're good. You huck a javelin as it. How would you like to? How would you like to skewer this dragon?
I'd like to
Kobold.
I'd like to pin it against the wall right above Sneck.
Sure. Sneck, you watch as this kobold turns around to react to being hit by you. As you watch, as you just hear, as it just collides with this thing head, or its head, just kind of pinning it above your head as you duck down as it flies above you.
I can't duck down. I'm held.
That's fair. I just barely. You would have ducked down had you had reaction
like,
to it.
I'm like between its legs.
Yeah. as it's just pinned to the wall behind you.
It's not a good place to be, guys.
It's probably a little smelly.
No, he means because there's a lot of shit around him. This will bring us
God.
to the Kobold
Oh.
Elite.
And that's how I caused a simultaneous bladder and bowel evacuation.
We're going to rush the Kobolds because they don't see anyone else yet. Who is
Goblin.
held? Goblin. Yeah, sorry. My bad.
All good.
I got Kobolds on the brain.
Yeah, all good.
Is they're going to... what do they get?
You get to kill me.
Well, aren't you like hidden with the body?
No.
No.
I thought you were
He got
still in
revealed. He got
stealth, though.
revealed when he attacked.
Yeah, as soon as I attack,
Oh.
it drops my stealth.
Well, if it makes you feel better, they have pack tactics anyway, so they already had advantage.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are going to
Damn
go ahead and swing their
kobolds.
mining picks. 21 to hit
Yeah, that'll hit
20 to
just
hit.
barely. That'll hit just barely.
for 7 points of damage, and for another 7 points of damage.
Alright.
At least they only get one attack. These ones do.
Yeah, yeah. All good?
That will bring us to this one. Sorry, he doesn't have anything else to do. However, one of them can't reach you because they can only surround you so much. That one is going to move to there. This one is going to move to here and is going to see Hilda. So he's going to move to here, so that way he's in range. So he will get a normal attack on Hilda. 14 to hit will miss Hilda. Other one is going to attempt to hit Snick. 20 to hit.
Yep.
For 6 slashing and 6 poison, go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw. Fail, as you are poisoned. You do get a Wisdom saving throw from all of this, though. Your attack. Don't you? I think you get a few, right?
No. You
Or his
don't
whole
get- I
person?
don't think you. Whole person's just end the turn, I believe.
Oh, is it end of turn?
Yep.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That's,
That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's rough there, buddy.
All good.
All right. So yeah, you are poisoned as well. Poisoned. And the poison lasts until the end of the next turn. So, Cricket, you watch as you can see this. Not you personally, but you can see that the three kobolds have surrounded Sneck and one has run forward and attacked Hilda from range with the javelin.
Okay. I'm going to.
Sneck is also not moving.
Okay. I'm gonna
Or
fly over.
reacting to any of the blows.
I'm gonna fly over to this roof over here.
Sure.
Again, I'm gonna be right next to it because I can't be on it.
Can you see the kobolds that are right next to you?
The ones up here.
Yeah.
I can see the edge of them.
Okay. Yeah, you can see that there's 3 kobolds that seem to press themselves against the wall
Okay.
that are nearby you.
1, 2,
Can't
3.
reach you because you're flying. They are there.
Actually, this is perfect. I'm gonna target. I'm gonna cast Starfall, which is 5 targets.
Mhm.
So this one, the 3 here, and this one.
Okay. Is it ranged or is it spell safe?
It is spell save. It
Okay.
is a dex. I'm gonna cast it. Oh, I gotta find
Yeah,
it.
you're good. 20. You're bored. I rolled
22 is the thing.
the DC.
Jesus. 22 is the DC.
Jesus.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, the chieftain makes it. That's not an advantage. Doesn't matter to take it. I need 2 of those. Dex check.
Oh my gosh.
Caboose rolls.
Stop it.
God damn.
No.
Alright. Those are your 5 targets.
The ones who failed are knocked prone and blinded.
Alright. And
And they
everyone
took
else just
20.
takes half damage, right? Yeah.
Everyone else just takes half.
Okay.
so the 2 that saved
You
take half.
take half.
Constitution save. No.
You're at 1 health. And you are Prone. I don't remember what I was using for prone. Oh, there it is. Prone. And blind.
It is only blind until my next turn.
Right. So you are also prone and blind. And 25. The reason I'm specifically doing that is we probably won't finish this combat today. We'll probably pick it up next week. So I want to make sure I note everything.
All good.
Anything else you want to do?
I'm gonna back up. I'm not gonna have my token do it, but I'm gonna back up a little further on this roof.
Sure. Sounds good. That'll bring us to the Dragon Shields. Who are going to... what is their movement? I think it's 30? 30 or 40? Oh, it's 20, because they're carrying heavy-ass shields. That makes sense. One is gonna sprint to there, the other's gonna sprint to there. And they'll end their turn. They can't do anything else. Chieftain.
Can I con save from the wizard?
Is it your turn yet?
Did she hit the wizard?
No.
Oh wait, which
I
one?
thought this guy was the wizard.
No, the wizard's all the way up here.
Oh, I didn't even see that guy. My
Yeah.
bad. Right.
Oh, I didn't see him either. Shit.
I was trying to target the wizard. I thought it was that guy.
You know, if you didn't see him, that's because he did what he was supposed to do. He cast the spell and ran the fuck away.
I wasn't scrolled down enough too, so I just didn't see the token.
Oh, good.
Or up.
Yeah, you're good. That'll bring us to the chieftain's turn. Who is going to... he is going to move to here. And is going to go ahead and... is this an action to do this? Yeah, it's an action. He's going to use his Inspiring Presence on the wizard, one that is still hiding from you, the Swollbold, the two shields in the front, and who else? I'll say the other one that's the one that's not prone that can't see, because it has more hit points. And that will be his action. That's all it can do. Delk, your turn. You see combat in
Okay.
front of you.
They're so far away.
So I do need a little clarification. I got a new item.
Mhm.
I don't really remember exactly what it does. My Bracelet of Acceleration.
Haste.
It's a haste thing.
Let me double check.
If I remember right.
That's what I thought. I thought it was basically like a once a day haste or something like that.
Yeah, I thought it did something else. Like, I thought it like increased your movement speed for like a certain amount of time. Let me double check. I DM'd you it, didn't I? At some point.
Maybe, but you DM me a lot of things.
Yeah, that's what the search feature is for.
Go forth, you king
Maybe.
and prince among men.
Maybe I didn't DM you it, because it's not finding acceleration either.
Is it maybe in the Sothiath chat?
Maybe.
Because I remember I spent a large amount of coin on a thing that would help replace my poor lost haste spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By which I mean dusk.
Not in Sothiath.
I might have not typed it into it. Let me find it real quick. I will find it for you.
Was
Because I googled it.
It's not
and I
going to be a
couldn't find
Google
a-
thing.
yeah,
Yeah, it was
I'm pretty
something that. I don't think it was haste. I think what it did was it, if I remember correctly, it allowed you to double your movement for a minute. It wasn't like specifically haste.
So it doesn't give me the extra attack actions or anything like that.
No, it doesn't give you the extra
Um,
attack actions, but it does double your movement speed. For
right.
1 minute, I believe is what it did. I will double check that back in my own notes after session, but For now, we'll say
Well,
that's
either
what
way,
it is.
I will fire it off to double
Yeah.
my movement speed
Yeah.
because I'm way back here and y'all are way over there, and I want to be involved. So I'm gonna go hyperspeed Delg, run up here. There's kobolds.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
Let's get them.
Delg is going to. Are these guys up close fighty dudes or ranged fighty dudes?
They're up close, fighty dudes. They see
Oh.
they have shields pointing your direction.
All right.
Hold that. I will fix the. There we go. They have shields and they have spears, and they look like little kobold paladins, except they are wearing leather armor, because they don't know what metal is.
Hmm.
I'm right here.
You are. I can't even see. Oh, there you are. You're all the way over there, man.
Yeah, I teleported right
surrounded.
into the thick of it.
What? That's classic snack. What am I looking at here?
Javelin dude.
He
Javelin?
has a
Javelin.
javelin and he is laying on the ground, grabbing his eyes.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. Because I heard y'all talking, but I couldn't see anything, so I have no reference.
Yeah, no, you're good.
So
Yeah,
I
anything that
apologize
has
for
a
sitting
marker
up
above
there.
it has a condition.
I can't see. I can only see the bottom half of the icon. So.
Yeah. You're good.
Okay. Well, then I am going to cast a guiding bolt at level 2.
All right.
Get
Which one?
warmed up. I'll tell you in a second.
Okay. Because if it's the one that's prone, you have disadvantage. Everyone else here, it's a normal.
It's not the one that's prone. One of these guys. Which if one of those guys, yeah, these guys are both on their feet, right? So
Yeah.
this guy right here.
Sure. Go
That one.
ahead and do it.
I did it. It was a 19 to hit.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see because the flesh is done. My bad.
It's okay.
19 definitely hits.
All right, that
For
is
12 points of damage,
12 damages.
as they are lit up with bright radiant energy, as they will now have disadvantage on their attack.
Yay, guiding bolt.
Sunlight sensitivity.
And with my bonus action, I'll do nothing in particular.
All right. That'll bring us to my very special man. Who is going to?
He doesn't exist.
He does. He watches this very, very large kobold just kind of basically jumps through this portion of the house and just starts running your direction. Soul bold.
It seems like we're gonna have a little bit of fun, cousin.
The bigger they are, the easier they are to hit.
I mean, I'm
That'll
still
bring us
carrying
to
around the orc head.
you.
Forgot to drop it off at home. It's still on my belt.
One thing. This site sometimes is a pain in the butt. Hold, I'm looking up one spell. Is it a second level spell? Oh, second level. Nope, no one. All right. So, Cricket, give me a perception check. Just kind of a passive thing that you might hear just where you are. Okay. You do hear it. You hear slight incantation behind you. As you hear a spell go off. Hold, so I can show you guys what the spell is. Nope. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to add a custom token to this because it's worth it.
Behind or below me? I'm about actually like around here.
You hear it behind you. Coming from this direction.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's perfect. You go ahead and save that. I'm making a token. Hold, because it'll be our stopping place anyways, and it's a great stopping place. It's a great reveal for a stopping place. Give me 2 seconds. Monsters. I should have had this prepared, but I forgot he could do this until just now. I totally forgot this is a spell that he has, and it's very applicable to this moment. 3, 2, 1. Token tool, hurry up. That. Zoom out. Square, round, gear. Not gear, decorated. There you go. There. Save as. Monsters. Apologize, chat. Usually I have this prepared, but this was a situation where I definitely didn't look at all my creatures and forgot one of the spells that they had. As you always start to hear shifting behind you, you all who are in the alleyway turn around and are greeted with something you haven't seen before. Oop. Maybe? Maybe? You didn't want to work. Okay, Dragon.
You could probably skip it. It's
A
fine.
dragon?
I mean, yeah, you probably.
As
fucking Baba
you watch as the one of the houses behind you grows legs and turns to face you as something happened near you, Cricket, that has formed a animate house. And it is huge size and is now approaching the party. And that is where we'll go ahead and end session for this time.
Oh, wonderful.
You guys are surrounded by all directions. You have an animated house, and seems like a good spot to start. So I'll go ahead and finish the animated house's character sheet for next time. I have to clarify: it's an animated house. It's not a mimic. They're different.
I have a feeling I know why this village was burnt down.
So, thank you guys for joining us. I hope you guys had fun. We are missing one of our members this week, but hopefully Diamond will be back next week with the continuation of the wacky adventures that I throw my players into, where they get more damaged by pollen than they do 35 kobolds.
Yep.
Well, pollen packs considerably more punch than 35 kobolds. Let's be real.
Wow. Yeah. We'll be back tomorrow evening for the continuation of the Curse of Strahd campaign. And then we'll be back on Sunday evening for the continuation of our Icewind Dale campaign. Make sure you tune in and follow the Discord. That way you get all of the notifications for when we go live. I appreciate all of you guys for coming out. And yeah, we'll be back again next week. Hope you guys have a good week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.